All right, welcome back here, boys and girls. So on our mirror project here, the next step that we're going to be doing is our letter K. It's called our top piece, and it's going to go on the top of our mirror right here. And it says that letter K is a piece that is 22 3/4 of an inch long by 1 3/8 inches this way. It calls for a route on our bottom and side pieces of our bottom, and then up our corners on our front side. So I'm going to show you guys where we're going to lay this thing out. I'm going to show you how we're going to route it and explain why I do it here. If we take a look at the board right here, we have a letter K, and we need to drill 3 holes in this to mount it to the top of our mirror. And all of those holes are going to be on one plane, one axis, 5/8 of an inch off the back. All right, so they're all 5/8 of an inch off the back. We have one located in the center, and we have 2 of them located in 1 1/4 inches from each side. So I'm going to show you how we're going to lay that out. So pan right down here for me. Now, this happens to be the piece that we're going to use, the letter K, for our top piece. And we need to choose which side we want to be our front, which side we want to be our back, which side we want to be our bottom, and which side we want to be our top. On this particular piece, this is how it's going to look. I don't know if we can see that or not in the camera. But it goes on here like this. So we're going to cover this piece up with a cap piece of trim, so we will never see our top of our top piece. All right, we'll never see the back of our top piece, and we will only see a little bit of our bottom right here. So let's take a look at this particular piece. It's nice and clean, no knots right here. It's nice and clean, no knots right here. This side actually might even look a little bit better, so we'll leave this one as our bottom. Now we need to choose our front side, which we're always going to see. So we have this here, and we have this here. Now we have some burn marks right here from our table saw, so that's definitely our back. So we're going to mark this out, F, for my front, and it'll write TOP on the top. We're going to cover that up. So this calls for a route on these 5 particular sides. Here, 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 up here, up here. Nothing else. We will go over how to do that route right now. What I like to do for you guys is I like to put a little X on the pieces that I want to route. That way I don't mess up. X marks the spot. Make sure we have our glasses on. I'll wind up sitting down for this. We're going to use an 1/8 inch round over bit. I have it set at the full 1/8 inch depth. We're going to start down here. We're going to go in a counterclockwise rotation. Turn it on first. And then we're going to do this little side right here. And this one back here. Now, if I wanted to, I can also clean these edges up a little bit with some sandpaper. We're definitely going to have to do this to some of them before we put them on, as I have a little bit of a burn right here and a smidgen right here. But this is a tricky piece to route because the router table really doesn't sit on this piece overall that well. We have our top piece right here. Let's confirm. Yes, full bottom, outstanding. Up our sides, outstanding. We are now ready to lay out our top piece. The back is facing me. My measurements are taken off of my back. So I'm going to grab my tape measure. I'll mark out 5/8 of an inch. I could do this in 3 areas, all right? I know I'm going to have one right here, one somewhere in the middle, and one somewhere down here. All should be 5/8 of an inch in. we now know that we want to come in 1.25 inches for our other axis, right here. And we're going to come in 1.25 inches right here. So I'll go, let's see here, I'll go to put myself on 1/4 inch here, and I'll come back to the nearest inch. There. I'm now going to mark out the center, and I'm going to have somebody grab me a scratch awl. So I'm at 22 3/4. So I'm going to take 2 of those things. Half of 22 is 11. Half of 3/4 is 3/8 because we just doubled the denominator. 11 3/8. We'll mark that right there. We will confirm it. Yes, sir, Bob. 11 3/8, right on the money. We can see our other section right here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to scratch all here, here, and here. We will drill those to about 1/8 of an inch. We're going to check our screws, and then we're going to countersink them, and we'll show you how to put that on. Oh, all right, welcome back. So we were over here, and we were working on this top piece, and we need to scratch all these 3 locations. So we're going to put that right on the crosshair. And if we take a look, we've gotten them nice and scratch all, so we have a nice starting center punch. Now we're going to come over here to our drill press. We're going to turn the light on so we can see a few things. So on this particular plate right here, I have gotten a hole. It's drilled in just a little bit into our scrap wood plate right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the depth on this so that we don't keep going down through the table. And the way that we do that, can we see this location right here? Can we see all this? Is we're going to take this handle right here, we're going to loosen this up, this knob. We're going to take our handle down to where it goes just a little bit through our table. We're then going to take this inside collar and rotate it all the way forward till it stops. I tighten this back up, and this will allow us, you can hear that, we have a nice stop right there, so we won't go all the way down through the table. It will stop it for us. So we're going to come over here. We have it all set up. Our drill bit's going to find the center of our hole. And we're going to go nice and carefully down through there. And back up. We're going to confirm that that hole was good enough for our screw to go through. We want our screw to go through this with ease. We don't really want it to screw into this at all, so we want to be able to put it right down through. And we probably could have got away with an 1/8 inch bit here. I just happened to pick one out of the desk that was 5/32, which is between 1/8 and 3/16. And we can see it goes through mighty fine. It's sticking up through about 1/4 inch right now. But we're going to wind up putting this thing down through here another 1/4 inch when we countersink it. And in order to do that, we're going to grab a countersink. We'll lock this in our vise right here. We can use either a hand countersink, or we can use the drill mounted countersink. Both will be fine. Make sure we get this tight. Over here. And remember, we don't want to go too deep, but we want to go deep enough that the head of our screw will fit in. And that's beautiful right there. Fits right in. I can confirm by pushing it down, and I can feel that that's slightly below the surface. We take this out. Can we see that screw right there? And we can see that it's poking through, probably about 3/8 of an inch, which is plenty fine. We're going to go over how to install this here next after we drill the rest of these holes.